Hi, I am coming to you today from the Bathroom Public Library. Now, I wish I could say to you that discrimination today is gone, or the biggest form of discrimination I face is because of my color. However, it's not. It's not because I'm a woman, and it's not because I've suffered with chemical dependency issues. In fact, it's because I'm homeless. You wear the mark of a homeless person, and somehow you go from being normal, same as everybody else, to way below. I never in a million years would have thought that there's something worse than the stigma of an addict. In fact, if you're homeless, you gotta be on an addict. You gotta be on some kind of drug. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense. Now, here's something I want you to think about, and it's the only thing I'll ask you to think about, and after it, I'll stop. They say they don't discriminate based off of creed, and I might have the creed wrong as far as like what it means, like who you are, where you come from, or whatever. But it's wrong in such a way that, think about this. Maybe I am the way I am because of how I was raised. So you can't discriminate against me for being a whore. I've been being fucked since I was 4 years old. But you do. You do. And there's this notion, and I love the 7 healthiest habits of successful people, or whatever it is. I'll get it right in my head in a minute. But they have it wrong in a few phrasings, and just overall ideals. One being that you never know what someone's going through, so you should excuse their behavior because they could be having a bad day. So it's like a kids are running wild on a bus, or on a train, and you just assume that their parent should be paying attention to them, and they're not. So they're a bad parent, and blah, 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 blah. However, you find out that his wife has just died. Now it changes how you feel about that person. Think about it. In order for you to think of that person as decent, they have had to go through and experience a traumatic event. You just killed someone's wife, so you could accept the fact that their kids are running around. It shouldn't have to be so dramatic. Excuse a person's behavior because maybe they do not know any better. They do not realize how it's going to affect you. They do not have the capacity to handle or manage or conduct themselves in a way that you see fit. But even if they did, maybe their wife just died. The second we let go of these ideals of how people should act and the way things should be, not only do we relieve a huge burden off of ourselves on an everyday basis when things don't go according to plan, and it just eats at you, and everything is just exhausting, when at the end of the day, it's going to get done anyways. It's not going to happen the way you thought it was, and, things have to change, but whoop de fucking do. We hold on to things, we grasp at things that are so trivial. that one, we miss out on the benefits of the way things did play out. I'll give you an example. But also, we create hurdles and obstacles we don't need to face. We make and we live less free. So, when it comes time for you to start truly living life the way that I have started living life, don't get me wrong, I slip up too, because to err is human. Things become easier. It creates a completely different divide or lack of. Things become more balanced. And in life, I want to teach the people that I come into contact with, the people that I get the blessing of coaching, how to transform, reframe, or I don't know, manifest a more balanced existence. Effortlessly. Okay, back to the example. So, say you're taking a lug nut off a car, or you're changing a tire, blah, 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 whatever. You just can't get it off, you can't get it off, blah, blah, blah. It's just not working the way you're supposed to work. And you strip the bolts, and you end up having to do something crazy in order to, end up finally getting it off. Something you haven't had to do before, and it took time, effort, and you missed something, or, an appointment, or you whatever. You had a shitty time. You've gained experience that most people don't have, because you've encountered something that's made it where you had to do something different. Try a new technique. Explore the unexplored. And that experience is going to go with you for the rest of your life, and you're going to be a little more balanced and equipped than the person next to you. You probably won't see it that way. You're like, oh, whatever happened, blah, 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 and then I finally got it off. You're not even going to think about it. Most people don't, because it's not like something huge, like, oh, you did that, and then all of a sudden, because you were late and you had to go through all that, this director saw you and put you in a play or a movie or whatever. It's like, wow, it changed my life, It's like, learn to be grateful for the little things you do not see, because you do not think of them. In order to think of them, you have to let go of your focus on whatever it is and allow yourself to be open to everything. So, I am no longer homeless. Congratulations! But on any given day, I still drag around a suitcase and everything else, because I'm just used to having to be prepared for everything. That, and let's face it, my living situation isn't the best, but it's a place, it is my own, it is paid for, and it makes it where this huge stigma that was hanging over my head about being a worthless piece of crap that has to be on drugs or drinking and doesn't want to do anything with their life, couldn't get a job, doesn't want to get a job, or whatever it is that comes with being homeless or just unfortunate enough to have to experience homelessness, are stripped away. And all that's left is me in this adorable outfit. But at the end of the day, let's face it, I'm sure people will find another reason to label me. But guess what? With me, you're not too far off. I have some of those characteristics. Any given day, guess what? You probably could too. The only thing is, I've grown from them. I've gained experience, knowledge, and a way of living, seeing, and doing that most people will never obtain. I haven't always done it gracefully, but I'm working on that. I have done it quite happily, which is maybe something that you should think of. Even with nothing, on the worst day, I was able to maintain continue to be happy. That's the kind of balance I had within myself. That on any given day when the world was burning around you and everything that you loved has slipped away, you were able to maintain genuine happiness. If that's not powerful, if that's not remarkable, if that's not something that you could use in your life, and let me know what drugs you're doing, because you're obviously wrong. You way out in left field. You know what I'm saying? I'll try them just once. Twice, 3 times. Didn't say that. I'm in recovery. Recovering from the bullshit. Recovering from the lies. Recovering from this ideal that because you cope in a way that's not healthy and that affects others sometimes negatively and that can destroy your life if you allow it to. That I can't be amazing. I can't manifest the life that I want to. I can't still wake up and own the motherfucking day like a boss. Even if I have to walk 6 miles to get where I'm going in the hot sun and find an outfit to wear, dress up or whatever else, and be happy. Learn to teach to grow. It does not mean shit. I refuse to allow something as trivial as self-medication to define who I choose to be today, how I choose to live, and the character and value on not only myself, my life, and those around me that I want to portray, but the definition of what that means. And I don't think that's right, the whatever, what that means, how it looks, whatever. Anyways, this was meant to create a dialogue. I do not think I'm this amazing person that's better than everybody else. Please don't get that. I'm not snooty. I am humble sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to be humble because people like to humble you and it makes you feel small. So it's nice to, amp yourself up and that positive self-talk and shit, and sometimes goes to your head because let's face it, if you're awesome, you're just awesome. You know it, the world knows it, and it's hard to deny it. But it's hard to look at your flaws and put them out there. Being humble is not to say you're putting yourself down. It is just to understand that you are no better than anyone else. You can be amazing. You can be that shit. But don't put yourself above others. Don't put them down. And don't think of you as, I don't know, anything less than what you are. An amazing, talented, intelligent person with the ability to understand a situation, another person, and an idea. That balance will come in time. And it is healing in a way nothing else is.